Now the next statement is Python continue statement. Continue statement returns the control to the beginning of the loop. It overpasses all the remaining statements in the current iteration of the loop and moves the control back to the top of the loop. It can be used with both while as well as for loops. Its syntax is simple. You just need to write continue. That's it. We don't need to write continue and semicolon as we do in C, C++ or Java. This is its flow chart, how it works. We have to put it inside either for or while loop. So initially there will be code for either for or while. Then when it will be true, it will go inside the loop and if condition will be tested. If this condition is false, then normal flow of loop will be done. Otherwise, if condition is true, then continue will work. When continue will execute, it puts the control back to the beginning of the loop. You can see from this arrow, the control is going back to the beginning of the loop. So break statement puts the control in the exit towards the exit one, and continue statement puts the control towards the beginning of the loop. They are entirely opposite to each other. By continue statement skips all the statement inside a loop whenever it occurs. Now let's understand through a program. The same program which we have done. You can see for I in range 0 to 9, if I is equal to 5, then continue. Otherwise, print I as such. Initially, condition is true for 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 0 is 1, 0 is equal to 5, false. So continue will not work. It will print I, which is 0. In the next iteration, I will become 1 automatically because we have put a range function in for loop. Then I will become 1. 1 is equal to 5, false. Continue will not work. Print will work. It will print 1. In the next iteration, it will print 2, 3, 4. And when I will become 5, this continue will be true. 5 is equal to 5 true. Then continue will execute and it will return the control back to the beginning of the loop. That means now instead of printing I5, it goes back to the loop and I has become 6 now. Now 6 will be compared with 5, which is false. So it will print 6. It will print 6 and then the normal flow of the loop will continue as such. In the next iteration, 7, 8, 9 will be printed. So at the end, print exit 4 will be printed. Fine. So only when I has become 5, that part is skipped. Otherwise, all the iterations have been done. So this is how continue statement works. Next is Python pass statement. Unlike C, C++, Java, Python language provides a new statement pass. The pass statement is principally represents a null operation. It doesn't exhibit or it is not accompanied with any kind of operation. It is just a comment kind of statement, which means nothing happens when it executes. It can be used when certain statement is required only syntactically, but programmer does not wish to execute any code or command. So that is why pass is used. It is just a sentinel to mark if user want to or programmer wants to write certain code at later stage, then he can write pass statement. Its syntax is same. It is simple, just pass. You need to write just pass. The difference between Python comment and pass is that comments are entirely ignored by the interpreter, but pass is not ignored. It is not ignored, it just executes, but it does not perform any operation. It is basically null operation. Now let's understand through a program what happens. For I in range 0 to 9, if I is equal to 5, then pass. In the previous programs of break and continue statement, we see when I has become 5, break statement breaks the loop and control comes over here at exit 4. And in case of continue statement, control goes towards the beginning of the loop. In case of break, it comes over here. And in case of continue, it goes back to the beginning of the loop. But in case of pass, it doesn't perform anything. It will execute as such, but it will print this statement. Print, this is a past statement. When I will become 5. See, it has printed the value of I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when 5 occurs, it has printed, this is a past statement. And even then it has printed 5. So it didn't perform any operation. It doesn't perform any operation. This is just a marker statement, you can say. Suppose if user want to add a code later on over here, either break or continue, he can write over here. This is just a sentinel to remember the user, to remind the user whether he wants to put some code over here, then he can replace this past statement either with continue or break. And rest of the numbers will be printed as such. And at the last, exit for will be printed. So this is all about pass statement. So we have studied about break, continue, and pass statements, which are very important, and they controls the flow of the program as required by the programmer or need of the project, whatever you are performing. Fine. So by this, we have completed the entire chapter of control statements, where we have studied decision-making statements. If we go to our summary, we have studied decision-making statements, and then looping statements, and at the end we have studied control statements in detail with programming illustration of each. I hope you understand the concept. Thank you.